Hello.
Hi.
You can't see me, but I'm
Paul's
also
coming.
here. Wait. Hi.
Yay.
So, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Today,
You can't see me,
we are
but
going
I'm
to be
also
doing
here.
18 games and counting. Hi.
Or,
And the
yay.
game that was chosen
hello, everybody.
today,
Hello. Today
is
we are
creative
going to be
doing,
because 18 games and counting. That's
Hi.
what
Or,
happens.
yay.
That's this whole thing.
That was
Yeah.
It was going to be
today
Smite
is
creative.
going to be
Like it was right up to the wire.
18 games and counting.
That's what
Or,
happened. Oh, you have double
That's this
audio?
whole thing.
Oh no.
No, yeah,
It was gonna
double
be-
audio.
Sorry.
Smite creative.
I'm
Like,
not.
it was
There's
right up to
nobody
the
on
wire.
the board.
We're experiencing
Oh, you have
some
double
creative
audio?
problems
Oh, no.
as
Yeah, wait,
there's
double
two of
audio.
us.
Sorry.
And
Smite creative.
no one
There's
on
nobody on the
tech
board.
but Paul.
How about that? Is that not double audio?
I mean, some people were saying triple audio, but I don't know if that isn't
Yeah, it's
just or
speech
not.
jammed. Hopefully that is better in terms of multiple audios. Single audio
I
once
think,
more.
Yeah, I think people saying fixed.
Okay. Hi. So
I was when it came up as creative. I went through kind of thinking about different things that we could do. I mean, Heather was going to be joining me today anyway,
Yeah,
because
lucky.
James is a super scrub and isn't here because he's on his way to LA to play in Magic or something boring like that. So Heather was going to be here anyway, and so I talked to Heather and I was like, "So do you have maybe some little project that we could do on the stream?" Because I had like a couple ideas for things that we could do, but it's like, if we need creative stuff, then that's going to be you. And then she brought all the things.
Yeah. Yeah, lucky for you, I can whip stitch together anything in 20 minutes
So
without falling apart at the seams.
instead
That's
of
right.
some sort of game, so normally this is the first show. This is the first episode of 18 Games and Counting, and normally this would be an actual game that we would be playing. Like I said, it was almost going to be Smite. It was right down, like it was within the last minute. I think somebody came online with creative or something in the last minute, and suddenly Smite was replaced by creative. And I think the division was also like 20 people away. So it could have been close. And I talked to James just briefly, and I think we've decided that for future 18 games and counting, we'll have maybe like a blackout period. Basically, like I think we don't want to do the same game more than like once per month.
That's fair.
I think that's a fair thing. So if the game shows up like twice in a row, we'll move to like the 19th game or whatever. So that way we can
Have variety.
because that's the whole point of this show, is doing variety. I was really hoping for some Dark Souls 3 because, as we all know, 18 Games and Counting is for playing games that we normally don't see on the stream. And so a little Dark Souls 3 might have been a nice change. Just quickly to note, the notifier it's a little hard for us to be doing that as
can't
we're
read
doing
it.
like the other streams that we do from this studio, I guess we'll do a sub welcome sometime at some point, probably near the end. So, oh hey, apparently Beach is in the chat.
Beach, you're supposed to be working.
Yeah. Get back to work. All right, so today we are going to be doing some crafting.
Yes, I brought everything. I brought stuff, so if we want, we can do friendship bracelets. You printed off some mask
have some
templates,
masks.
so we can do masks. I did bring some yarn so I can crochet, but that might be meh. Not to say crochet is not bad, just might be hard with the cameras and stuff.
So, yeah.
Origami.
To let you know,
I brought everything.
This setup is kind of like a really discount version of our the normal.
I brought 2 bins of buttons, Paul.
Nice. this is it's sort of like the Tinker Tailor Solder Fry setup, except for that one we have somebody running the computer and we have somebody running the cameras and stuff. So that's why I have this keyboard in front of me, so I can we got this camera, we got our overhead camera,
Not
so
bad.
we can do some stuff there.
Cool.
We have this camera, and then we also have our little special camera here. So
Neat.
we can hopefully do some good stuff with that. But it'll be slightly interesting. And somebody is buzzing me. Okay. So solder, yes, of course.
Yes, solder, solder.
That's
My understanding is both those pronunciations are correct depending on your region.
I'm pretty sure Ian is deliberately doing it incorrectly.
Oh, is it incorrect to call it solder or solder? Or which one? I can't remember now. I've heard both so many times at this point.
Solder is the way we say, I don't know, maybe some people say it solder. Solder is the way we say it here.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Ian is saying it as solder mostly to be deliberately annoying to people. Because every time he says it like that, everybody in the chat gets confused as to what he's saying.
Okay.
So
it's Ian's
it's
fault.
entirely, I don't say that. I'm saying some people may say it like that in reality.
But Ian's doing it
Ian-
on purpose
Ian
just to
does
aggravate
not.
people. Okay. That's what I thought. Figures.
He is pronouncing the L in order to annoy people. Solder is UK. Which,
Yeah, like I was pretty sure it was a regional thing.
yeah. But I feel like it works better if you actually have like the accent. If you're speaking with a North American accent and you say it, it sounds weirdly affected, I suppose. Let me just actually move the camera slightly so it's a little bit more over. Whoa. Yay.
Going for a ride.
All right. Just so we can get a little bit better view here. Okay, so hopefully that'll be
We'll figure it out. It'll be
Nice.
okay.
okay. So, what do we want to do first?
Well, we could do all manner of things. Like I literally brought everything. I was thinking I was just gonna freeform a plushie or something out of felt,
Wow, that sounds awesome.
because I can do anything. You can do anything in craft.
Heather, I can do anything, dearie. That is a really great
I have
attitude. I like
I
that.
have origami. I've got friendship bracelets. We got mask templates. And what do you want to do, Paul? We don't necessarily have to do the same things.
I'm down for that. I mean I like plushies, and people in the chat seems to be. I'd be down for felt plushie, Rowlet plushie.
I don't know if we'll get anything.
Craft a sewing machine. That's one of those like you know the that YouTube those YouTube channels where it's like starting from base things. It's like, so first you craft your sewing machine, and then you use your sewing machine to craft other things.
Oh, great. I am going to attempt to craft a Rowlet because chat told me to. That's probably right, these colors. What do you want to make, Paul?
I don't know how to make things.
Well, you can make anything. I have things that that come in kits, so they have instructions even.
All right. I like maybe I'll see about the friendship bracelet thing, because I have many people that are required friends. Wait.
Required friends.
Yeah, isn't that how friendship bracelets work?
Yeah.
Is that you walk around and then you attack somebody with the friendship bracelet, and then they're forced to be your friend?
It's like Pokemon,
Yeah.
except we use friendship bracelets because our technology isn't to Pokeball level yet. And it works best if you can make a slap bracelet, but that might be a little bit above what we can do because I don't have that kind of material here. But Trying to remember what Rowlet looks like. I'm going to bring up a picture instead of trying to do that from memory. I think I have one on my phone.
Friendship shackles. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Rowlet is
Rowlet's
Rowlet's
a
pretty
circle
cute.
shape, which I kind of know how to make. So that's partially why I'm doing
Yeah.
that as opposed to like
yeah.
Litten.
Rowlet is basically plush anyway.
Yeah. So
All right, chat. We can make a friendship bracelet. You know.
oh,
that-
you make a chat friendship
Yeah,
bracelet?
you can make a chat friendship bracelet.
Put it on the chat when it's done.
I don't know how to deliver that friendship bracelet to you. Okay, first problem.
Getting it out of the box.
Yeah, if you notice, this box is in a trapezoidal type shape. So you
I think
open
you
the
need to open
bottom
it from the top.
and you try to slide it out. So clearly, the opening tab on the bottom was a trap. That was foolish.
How do I shapes again? Is it like that? I think I need it more to get rounder. Sure. So to make like a circle shape, because I'm gonna cheat a ton trying to freeform this, you actually make footballs
Okay.
on the thing, and you make like 4 of them, and you sew them together. And you
4
can-
footballs.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Yeah. I can. I've seen circular things with that. Right.
Yeah.
Because if you did it with, like, yeah, because you're trying to make a sphere out of flat things.
Yeah. So this will have like a ton of seams on it, but that's okay. They will be happy little footballs, or however that goes. I don't need that.
Wait. Okay. So, choose the bracelet pattern template.
Where did I put those pins?
Oh, we've got different bracelet patterns.
Yeah.
I don't know what they mean yet, though.
There should be, maybe there's pictures
Line
on
up
the
the
inside
holes.
that might show you what they kind of interpret into.
Ooh, this is real fancy. All right. So if we go this here.
I'm also going to fold the fabric over on itself so I can try and cut out all 4 of these at the same time. That won't make a deviation in the pieces at all.
Wait. Bit in there. Okay. So that goes in like that. And then we take some thread. Style me up.
Yep.
Style me up, Scotty. I'm styling as fast as I can, Captain. Okay. Prepare the wheel by matching each thread to its own color. Oh, I see. So,
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what color your thread is, you just want the same colors to be on the same color parts. There. Yeah. They look
So just like
uniform.
yep.
It's probably fine.
Prepare the wheel.
All right. Oh, hey, I did bring brown. I grouped together all of my thread in plastic bags for color reasons,
It's brilliant.
and because I keep them in a basket. And so I just grabbed a variety of colors, but I brought brown. So this is cool. Close enough. Now, where did I put, right, my pins. So if you want to take sewing needles with you, and you want something to keep them in that's small and won't come loose, I find like Tylenol or Advil or whatever travel set thing. It comes with a child safe cap, so it doesn't come apart in your purse. Works really good for needles. That's too big of a needle.
All right. So am I supposed to untie this before we start? What's going on here? Okay. Prepare the wheel, matching each thread to its own color. This is too hard for me. Okay. Oh, I see. I thought there were a ton of instructions, but in actual fact, it's the same instructions, but in like 10 different languages. All right. We can make a wheel in Russian. Or I don't know if a Russian. I feel like maybe they're giving like different instructions for. It's like, well, if you're French, this is how you want to do your friendship bracelet. You know.
Well, just so that they can tell, right? You wouldn't want to be able to not tell what language your friend's speaking, right?
Right. Exactly.
What kind of friend are you if you can't do that?
So it says, so you start it. So I guess I do untie this. And then I combine the things together. And then it says just do like a little, like, I guess like a French braid thing. Is that what that's called? The like over with the three things?
Yeah, I think so. My pattern pieces varied a bit. I expected that. Ever forward.
All right.
I'm co-opting everything from Tinker Tailor that I can, because it's kind of the same thing.
It's true.
Maybe a little discount.
We can, I wonder, can we see anything from overhead? It doesn't really show us much right now. All right. Maybe if I can get this,
Oh, that knot is not big enough.
maybe if I can get this thing figured out.
Oh, and my needle's now in the way. Ah. Everything's fine.
This is going to be like, cut to later on. Paul has sometimes like somehow like tied himself up with the, it's like, help. Friendship bracelet has gone wrong. So wrong.
Friendship has backfired. Abort friendship.
Too much friendship. Shouldn't this be one piece? Not a circle? Why is this a circle?
Welcome to Thread, Paul. It gets tangled. Always.
But this just came out of the thing.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
This is the worst. Well, yep, apparently this is doomed. All right, let's just do this.
Ever forward. Friendship bracelet of doom.
Yep. That's important, everybody. You don't want too much. If your friendship bracelet is too strong, you could end up with friends, that you don't want.
So my understanding, like I think this is a thing that I've read in like other kits that friendship bracelets have come with, is that if you tie it on, and if you wear it, like the friendship bracelet someone's given you that they've made, until the day it breaks, because you're supposed to like weave a wish into it, that when it breaks, that wish comes free and it comes true.
Doesn't that just encourage you to make a really crappy friendship bracelet out of shoddy materials?
I mean,
Does it mean that, like, when the
Yes.
friendship bracelet breaks, does that mean the friendship is over? Because that
I
would kind
don't
of
know,
suck.
is that what you wished for when you were making your friendship bracelet, Paul? That your friendships would break? That your friendships would be over, that you would be free?
I guess that seems a little counterproductive.
I don't
to
know
wish
why you
that
made
as you're making your friendship
I don't know
bracelet.
why you made the bracelet, Paul.
Yeah. It's like, please let this be over. Yeah, there's a real market for shoddily made friendship bracelets. Makes wishes. It's like, God damn it, this is a well-made friendship bracelet. My wish is never going to come true.
I don't want to buy that one.
Yeah.
I'll buy this other one. It looks like it's about to fall apart. Perfect.
Welcome to
Paul struggles with thread.
detangling thread. This one is like fine. This one's all like nice.
Yeah, to give you that false sense of
It's like, oh, that's good. They're all set up perfectly.
everything will work out fine. The thread knows, Paul. The thread knows that you haven't done this before. It's like, we'll just set him all off these expectations. Then when he's not prepared, boom.
Yeah. You wouldn't think it would have such craftiness in it, but being as it's, for crafts, I suppose, it has a certain amount of innate craftiness. Crafted tea.
I may have made this football too. Whatever. It's going forward. Can't stop now.
It's true. Can't stop, never stopping.
Gonna not do a whip stitch now though. That didn't come out the way I wanted it. I'll try and hide that.
What's a whip stitch? Just for my reference.
So when you take the thread between two pieces of fabric and you just you'd go through and then you would just go over
Okay.
repeatedly, that's just a whip stitch.
So that's like this sort of the simplest kind
Yeah.
of stitch.
But I probably should have done a back stitch, which is more similar to what a sewing machine would do, because it's
Sort of more.
you can see it through
Oh, I
the
see.
thing, so it's not pretty. Whip stitches can be used as like decorative stitches and stuff sometimes. But if that was going to be what I wanted, I would have used a different color of thread. Not the same. Oh no, these don't match. Oh, I need to reline this up somehow. This rowlet
It's gonna be.
might have been one of.
I mean, not all rowlets gotta look the same, right? Presumably, there's some variation within the species.
I guess so. I don't know if Pokemon really works that way, but
All
sure.
Pokemon are identical. Are they clones?
Maybe
Where do Pokemon come from?
the daycare place.
I mean, do they reproduce like amoebas? Do they like split? Are there baby Pokemon?
There are in, oh goodness, is it Gen 2? I can't remember what generation baby Pokemon came to be. I think it's Gen 2.
Do they come from like eggs?
Yes. All Pokemon come from eggs. You have to walk around with them until they hatch.
What about the, what's his name? Cubone. The one who wears his mom's skull on his head. How does that work?
Also comes from an egg. I'm not sure how.
I remember reading about that one when we were doing our, like, Pokemon Institute video. And like, wow, that's weird and
Oh yeah,
disturbing.
there are some very, very disturbed Pokemon. My favorite one for that is Drifloon. Because
Drifloon?
Drifloon
Drifloon.
pretends to be a balloon to kidnap children.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
He's filling that really necessary
Kidnapping role.
evolutionary niche.
Well, I mean, he's better than, I think it's Yamask is made of human souls.
Wow. I always thought Pokemon were more kind of... I didn't realize that there were a bunch of them that actually, like, preyed on humans.
Yeah.
I always thought that we were mostly the aggressors in the Pokemon-human situation.
I mean, I'm not sure where ghost Pokemon come from because, like, even in Gen 1, ghost Pokemon kind of alludes to the idea that they are the ghosts of Pokemon.
Right.
But I think maybe you can also breed them and they come out of eggs. Like, I don't really... And then that's just weird and...
It does open up a whole lot of questions. I don't know if I'm actually making very much progress with this. It's like it's like you're always making progress, but never actually going anywhere.
Yeah.
I have both ends now. Woo!
That middle portion kind of getting you, though, huh?
It goes like doop, doop, and then stuff. And then it's like so first we start the thread, and then we end the thread. And in the middle,
Don't worry about it.
yeah.
It's the knot of destiny or something. It's very important. It should be there.
Yeah. Who knows what horrible things could happen if I undid this knot.
Yeah, the universe might explode. But then you wouldn't have that knot to contend with. So
Right.
it has its...
Yeah, so either way, we're in good
Positives and
in good
negatives.
shape, yeah. So at some point, at some point there's profit, but I feel like that is a step that's quite far along in terms of steps.
I mean, you could just take a different color.
I could. That would feel like a bit of a defeat, but on the other hand,
There's no wrong way to craft. Unless you get really hurt doing it, then that's probably not the
Yeah.
right way.
yeah, I can think of a few wrong ways. The question is, can I untie this without tangling it exactly the same as the other one? Let's see.
Oh no. Did I? Oh, I did.
What did you do? Do we have an inside out Rowlet?
Partially because I stuck my wrong sides together instead of my right sides together on one. And now... Well, it's fine. It's decorative. I'll do it. I'll fix this. This will be fine.
He's a Rowlet with a ridge.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You'll be okay, Rowlet. This will be interesting, and you will be the most cool Rowlet ever. It's fine. It's fine. I just need to... I'll do it the same on this way, so it looks like I did it on purpose. Yeah.
All right. Hear that, chat? If anybody asks,
Did it on purpose.
you have to cover for us.
I refuse to take steps backwards. We're only going forwards.
It's true. Always go forwards, even if forwards is in a backwardly type direction. This was made for people with smaller fingers than me.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure all these craft kits say stuff like adult supervision and whatnot on them. I mean, probably more to do with the tiny beads than the thread.
Tiny beads. Oh man,
Yeah, you see, it comes with all these pretty tiny beads.
delicious.
You're
Wait,
not supposed
no.
to eat them.
That's where the
Paul.
adult supervision.
Paul, that's why you're supposed to be an adult, Paul. You're supposed to be able to give adult supervision. You're supposed to encourage eating those.
Oh. I thought since I was doing with this, you would be the one who was being the adult.
No, I'm trying to make a rowlet, and so far I've not messed up anything. I've been perfect this entire time. I didn't do anything wrong at all, ever. Not in the slightest.
Okay. Feeling good about this thread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one wants to work with you.
Oh,
That one's
yeah.
okay.
You and me thread. We're gonna go far.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
places.
I don't know why I did
Friends
that.
for
though.
life. You and that thread.
Okay. So the idea is that it goes through the middle and then through like that. Is that what we're doing here? It like goes through all the different colors.
Does it not give any?
It says, prepare the wheel by matching each thread to its own color.
The braid must be going through the middle hole. That should always stay in pairs and must never cross each other.
So the
I
idea
think
is that
they're
like,
all-
am I cutting chunks off this that's that length?
Why does it not tell you? Prepare the wheel. Okay. How to use the wheel. Choose your bracelet.
Oh no.
Line up the holes, overlay plastic dish. Push firmly. Done. 16 other languages later. Prepare the wheel by matching the thread.
This isn't just me being dumb, right? Like this is there's this feels like there's a step missing here.
I think this is the step. I think you want to.
Do I want to make a whole bunch of lengths of this?
I think so.
So like I make a bunch of
Wow, this instruction set is poor. Yeah, because what I think you want to do is
I do
make
not
3.
recommend Style Me Up brand.
I think because I think what you want to do is have like 3 threads here, right? Because you want to start this. This is your start
Right.
of your bracelet, and then you do the wheel part.
But each one of these is made up of like multiple little ones, right?
Yeah,
So,
just like that.
So we go like 1, 2,
I would go.
like we do like a bunch
So-
of one color and then a bunch of another
Yeah,
color.
whenever I've done friendship bracelets, like for the flat kind, you want generally about at least the length of your arm
Like your arm? Okay.
to
It
work
says, oh yeah,
with. So
10 times
yeah, you want 10 of those and 6 of those.
and 6
So you want 10
pins.
of these.
Right.
With
And it says make it. Oh, that's the
That's
final
the-
thing.
that's
Will be
the
6
final-
inches long. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Let's follow the pictures because the written instructions suck.
I like the idea of the length of the arm. That seems like a good length. All right. Take these scissors. I got this covered.
I also do not recommend this kit.
How long have you had this kit?
I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years. I find them.
Did you go through a period where you were like super into making friendship bracelets?
Yeah, a little bit. There's like I found a website online which I can't remember the name of anymore. Maybe I have it written down in here. that helped you make like grids. So I made this one for SCT and like some numbers and stuff.
And then the idea is that you can
And
then
then-
make that into a pattern to sew.
Yeah. So here, this was the sample one I did.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know how to show that
Right,
to the
'cause-
chat because I can't see.
Right. With the little camera.
Yeah,
Whoop,
So-
little camera.
chat. I made like this off a website with some things, and then braided together this like ages ago. That's backwards. Something. There we go. But yeah, like I also did these with the diagonals, the arrowheads. Yeah, I went through like a little bit of a friendship bracelet phase.
Nice. I wish this camera was brighter. Sorry about that, guys.
Like I made my own things to put thread on.
Oh, that's handy. Is that just when you have less thread than you need like a full thing to wind it around?
It's just it's easier, right? Because then it's all taken care of. It's all neat, as opposed to the bundle thing that you're taking apart.
I don't see how bundling up your thread could cause any future problems.
You say that, and yet you struggled with trying to take that apart. So, who's the winner here?
Oh, it's not me.
You're doing fine.
Doop-a-doo,
These instructions are the real loser.
doo-doo-doo-doo.
Ooh, Sir Jack DB is making things with paracord. That's pretty cool.
One of those like paracord bracelets are basically like the cool, manly equivalent to like a friendship bracelet, really.
Yeah,
When you think about it.
they're I mean, they probably don't have a thing about if their friendship bracelet breaks that now your wish comes true. Because I can't imagine a paracord bracelet just like coming apart. That would be really.
Also, the whole point is that they have like a 500-pound tensile strength or whatever, and you
Yeah.
can use them to tow a car if you have to or something like that. So if it does break, you're probably in a bad position because
You wouldn't
you
want
you
it.
were using it to like support your own weight while you were rock climbing or something.
Freedom!
I know there's one company that makes those paracord bracelets that they actually have like a policy where it's like if you do actually use this to save your life or to get out of a bad situation, they will replace it for free. Because presumably people don't really use it for that most of the time, which obviously is good. If people were in life-damaging situations often enough to need to have a thing all the time, then that would be super bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time. Okay. I'm also going to have to improvise some stuffing because I didn't bring any of that. But that's okay. I have a plan for that when I get there. Maybe.
All right. Stuff stuffed with other stuff.
Essentially. You can use anything for stuffing.
It's true. There's the famous thing with the creepy dolls that we
Yeah.
gave away for our
One has a prototype inside.
yeah, one creepy doll is actually stuffed with another creepy doll, with an earlier version of the creepy doll, which is in itself quite creepy.
Yeah. It's almost like it's wearing a skin of another creepy doll then.
Which I feel for a creepy doll is its natural mode of operation. It's probably quite happy wearing the skin of another thing.
Chat wants me to fill it with Bump in the Nights.
That would be so
I mean, I could probably do that.
You could probably do that and nobody would notice.
Yeah, exactly.
But it would be like so lumpy. What with all the bumps?
Who's making the puns now?
Yeah.
It's Paul.
I mean, filling it with shredded, filling it with shredded magic cards would make it be like more like a beanbag or something than a.
There are worse things to fill it with,
That's true.
probably.
Uh,
I
there's-
can't, nothing super comes to mind, but like maybe concrete.
Yeah, I mean, there certainly are worse things to fill it with.
I mean, if you're gonna fill your plushie with concrete, you may have just wanted to skip the plushie part and, I don't know, work on.
Yeah, I can think of lots of terrible things. Yogurt would be a bad thing to fill your plushie with.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be.
but you could use rice.
Yeah, rice would be okay.
You wanna, when you fill stuff with rice like that, you wanna make like a little packet for it to go in so that if something happens, it doesn't all just like fall out.
And not cooked rice.
No, no, yeah, I guess that would be the worst way to do that. Cook the rice, fill your plushie. No, don't do that. But on the other hand, if you fill your plushies with rice and I'm seeing beans is also an example. When the apocalypse comes and people are starving,
They can cut open your plushie.
you'll have your secret food stash.
Oh, that's pretty grim.
Yep. But it's the apocalypse, Paul. It's already grim.
I suppose that's true. But it's like, all right, we're resorting to plushie cannibalism now. Yeah, I suppose whatever happens in the apocalypse, it's going to be pretty grim. You know, what with it being the
I'm
apocalypse.
just saying,
and
like,
all.
if people laugh at you because you like took your plushie with you,
You have the
like,
last laugh.
you're getting food.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can tie this properly. Do.
You're feeling a bit more confident about your friendship bracelet now.
Yeah, I think I'm starting. I was like confused as to how the process went, but at least now I've got some string that is in a more thing that looks a little bit more like the picture. The process of going from like what's in the box to what's in the picture was the part that was confusing me. I was like, not tying off properly. There we go. Okay. And then,
Time to assemble the wheel.
no, first we do the braiding
Oh,
thing.
right. Did you want a safety pin to like pin it to the table for that?
That seems like a good idea.
I think this one comes with those.
Oh yeah, in the picture it shows it just being taped. So we do that too.
We have safety pins. There's cloth on this table. This'll work.
Ooh, I like the colored safety pins. That's so fancy.
Safety pins are also like how it gets, because if you're doing them in camp, you'll safety pin it to like your jeans or your pants or whatever.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's just have something to lock it off.
Yeah. Because you want to generally pull it a little bit tight when you're doing it, right?
Right. All right. So we got the different color, and then we split this one in half. And then we do the braid. Now this is I know how to do this braid.
Well, good. You're in familiar territory.
Yeah, this one I can do.
All right. All right.
But considering that the picture doesn't even like talk about this braid at all, like it's just like, okay, so go from here and then you have the braid. Obviously, this is not considered to be a very difficult part of the process.
All right. I'm gonna flip this out. All right. I have sort of a circle thing. Yeah. This will work out.
So work
Probably. Probably.
out? All right.
Just gonna.
Oh, you're supposed to have your friend hold the other end? Is that how it's supposed to go?
I mean, you can do that way too.
Is the friendship part that you make it with a friend or that you give it to a friend?
I think it's that you give it to a friend, but generally it's like this is like usually a group activity,
Like everybody
right?
makes one?
Like everyone tends to make them. All right.
Is it like one of those like terrible group activity like Valentine's Day things where it's like the popular kid gets like 10 friendship bracelets and then one kid doesn't get any?
I don't know. I hope not. That sounds sad.
Did you get tons of friendship bracelets?
I think I got like 2.
Not bad.
Seems okay. I mean, I
That's-
made a
that-
lot
that-
of them, so
That's a good number without, being awkward. That it's like, ooh, I don't have enough wrist space for all these friendship bracelets. I'm going to have to start prioritizing my friends.
just like real life. It's called a calendar.
It's like, all right, you get on the wrist on Tuesdays.
Okay, so I'm cutting up my scraps of felt to stick into this plushie. I'm also gonna throw these thread scraps in there because why not? If I get my hands on a magic card, I would totally put that in there too.
I mean, there are not a small number of magic cards around. I don't know.
I should get a forest because it's a leaf type.
That's true. That makes sense. All right. This
Or,
looks like. Looks like it wants me to tie.
Mouse-filled cat, moose-filled cat. I raided my shelves. Did not need to raid a craft store. Craft store not needed.
This is one of those things where you like. It's just you're always sort of on the prowl for things, and it's like, oh, you see like something, you see whatever a friendship bracelet thing or whatever on special.
Yeah, I mean a lot of crafters are will have a hoard of some sort. If you're a crocheter, you're a knitter, or
It's like projects
you
that
probably
you
have like all kinds of yarn.
projects that you intend to do at some point.
Yep. Some things it's just because, oh, that looks pretty. I'll figure it out later. But you won't.
I mean, I guess it's a little bit like, your Steam account or whatever, right? You got you buy all the games on super deep discount, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll play that sometime.
Yeah, exactly. And fabric goes on sale all the time, so you want to, even if you're not totally sure what you want to do with it, because it's on sale and
Yeah.
stuff can be expensive, it's like, oh, I'll just grab that now and I'll figure it out later.
Maybe.
I have a whole lot of bins full of that.
Because then later you'll be like, I want some fabric. Oh, that stuff was on sale. You'll feel like an idiot if you didn't buy it.
Yep.
And then your entire house is filled with stuff.
Yep.
Such is the fate of
Yep.
pretty much it. All right.
Hi, regular normal person. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry this isn't what you expected. No, I'm not. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a rowlet. What time is it actually? Oh, it's almost 11:30. Are we doing breaks in between on the hour on this, or
We should do some
do we have that technology?
commercial breaks. Yeah, we've got that technology.
Cool. I'm gonna grab a forest and cut it up
I like it.
and stick it in the rowlet, so it has its
It's got
powers.
It's got its power. I like
It's
that.
got to get its mana from somewhere, right? Might as well make it have magic inside itself. I like the people in the chat who are starting to confess what kind of
how much crafting supplies they have.
yeah. I mean, if I remember right, I've got about 14 plastic bins, stackable of fabric, 2 extra ones of just scraps. I've got 1 bin of yarn scraps. I've got a bunch of cube shelves along a wall filled with yarn, and then I have a couple of bins filled with yarn because I ran out of bins. And then I have a bunch of just miscellaneous stuff, like I found they do those sample books for like rugs and curtains and stuff. I found 4 of those at a reuse place and got them for like $2. So I've got a bunch of weird scrap fabric from that.
Cool.
I brought only 2 of my button bins. I have, I think, like 3 or 4 more of these. Yeah, these are just my sew-on buttons. So I have the jean buttons and other ones elsewhere.
Are you gonna make like a? At some point, do you want to make like a cool like thing covered in buttons?
I should, instead of just collecting buttons. Most of these came from like because I worked at a few clothing stores, and sometimes after a while, if they get rid of clothing, like buttons will fall off of it, or it'll be all these extra buttons that because a lot of clothes come with extra sets of buttons,
Right, right.
and they'll end up in a drawer at work for a while in case we need them, and then we won't have that clothing for a long time. And so it's just like, well, free buttons.
Yo.
I mean, most crafters won't turn down free crafting supplies unless they have absolutely no space.
I mean, it's a little bit like I imagine it is like actually a little bit like the magic thing, where it's like, oh hey, cards, I'll take those, and then eventually you're like, wait, I have too much stuff.
Yeah.
And then some other crafter comes along who just started, and you're like, oh, that's great, you just started? I can give you all these scraps.
Yeah. Right? Like, and it particularly with, like, if you have crafting supplies that you're like, I don't know what to do with these, just check out what's going on for camps, like, especially summer, because kid camps generally don't have a ton of money in them.
Right.
Depending on the camp, and will gladly take random crafting supplies. Or there's if you've got a bunch of cheap yarn you want to get rid of, because maybe you're more interested in using the more expensive stuff, and you know you're not going to really use this other stuff anymore. There's lots of charities where they look for yarn so that they can make things out of it to give to like make blankets and give those away. So if you're not like interested in doing the work and then donating it to charity, you can donate supplies.
Right. That's cool.
Hi, Alex.
All right. Wait. I can show you.
Oh,
Check it.
Have you figured out your wheel?
Yeah, look at this. Step
Yeah.
1 is complete. Wait, no, this is actually step 2.
Yeah, go Paul. Good job.
So I'm like basically,
You got
I
to the
basically
starting
like
point.
have a friendship bracelet now. It's just a matter of time. Disappointed that keeps going dark.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's a little weird.
maybe I can I have
you-
it pinned to the table still.
Yeah, you might probably want to undo the pin.
Let me put it on the overhead.
Did you want to take a break before you actually started on that, or how you feeling?
Sure, yeah. All right, this is what we got going on
Yeah.
here.
I got most of Rowlet going. I got a sort of a sphere. See, I accidentally put the.
Yeah.
It's okay, it matched, so it looks like I did it on purpose.
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
So it's all good. I'm gonna finish stuffing this, close this up, and then attempt to put Rowlet's features on top.
I'm trying to remember what his features are. Got like the little bow tie.
he's got a little
obviously,
green bow
everyone
tie.
remembers.
And then, he's got like a little owl face, and I'm gonna attempt to do the different color on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not so sure about those feet. I'll figure that out later.
All right. I'll figure that out later. Always move forward.
Yes,
Those are the two principles that we live by.
it is now.
All right, so we're going to go on a quick commercial break, but we'll be back in a moment. So, and you can still hear me, but
Yep.
soon you won't.
Fancy intro.
Yay! Thank you very much to
Mangled Pixel.
Mangled Pixel and Graham
Fancy intro.
for the intro. They thought we were starting at 11, so it came just a
Pixel.
little Mangled Pixel and
That's okay.
Graham for the intro.
It's
they thought
probably
we were starting at 11,
Probably.
so it came
Oh,
just a
double
little
digit.
Mangled Pixel and
That's okay.
Graham for the intro.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
I don't know why it's doing that, but that fixes it for the moment.
All right. So, found a magic card.
Found a magic card
Yeah, I found Forest.
Nice.
So I'm gonna
That's-
cut that up and put it in Rowlet.
from it's from Avison. I believe that's from Avison Restored.
Is that what the fancy gate with the stairs are? It's Avison.
Wait a minute. That's not that's. Oh no, this is from the most recent set. This is that's from Shadows of Innistrad.
Ah, I don't know what these things mean. I don't understand your symbols. I only understand the ones that say like M15. I know where those come from.
Yeah, they come from M15.
It sounds like they stopped doing those, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna be forever lost in what any of those things mean forever.
yeah. The symbols can get pretty arcane. It's like, is it the little wibbly thing or the other little wibbly thing?
I like the one that looks like a pen tip. Which one's that?
I have no idea which one you're talking about. Okay, so this is the moment of truth for this whole thing. So apparently, I
Do
take
we want to
this.
try overhead for this, or
Yeah, maybe. Let's see if that works. Might be a little zoomed out, which I could fix if I wanted to. Wait. Let me move this more into. Wait, that would be the middle. Okay. Let's try this.
I believe in you, Paul,
That
that you can figure out those instructions.
these instructions meant for, whatever, 8-year-olds, 12-year-olds.
I don't know. What does the package say? Probably says 12 and up or 8 and up or something on it.
Not for children under 3.
Okay, well, I mean, that's because of the beads,
Yeah.
definitely.
Recommended for children 8 years and over.
Okay. We
No
fit,
problem.
fit those qualifiers.
Yeah.
All right.
Children 8 years or over. Okay, so we
Magic.
started the line. We're gonna take this guy. Wait. Okay. We're gonna take this, and then we're going to bring it down. Side here. What's going on? Okay, so we take that, bring it down there, and then we take this one, and bring it to here, and then we take this one for that, and we bring it up to here.
Someone's saying it might be returned to Ravnica,
Is the pen tip?
the fountain pen tip. I mean, if I could show it to you, you would know. My description's probably not helping you,
Yeah, yeah.
but I don't know them, so I can't verify.
And then
Yeah, so someone's saying they don't remember seeing like the wheel at camp, and you probably wouldn't. The wheel comes from, I want to say it's Japanese, but it is at least Asian, where they would do this kind of braiding. What they would do is they'd have essentially like a wooden circle with a hole in the middle. You wouldn't have the indents on the edges, and they would have like something heavy tying onto the thread coming up through the circle, and then more bobbins with thread that they would move around in order to accomplish this kind of braiding. It's become popular in the craft kits. So I don't know if like kids these days are using them at camp or not. You can also make your own, but it's probably best if you've maybe used one or have a guide to kind of doing that. All right.
it says it should always. Oh dear.
Isn't that the one you just moved there? Don't you want to move this one?
No, it says take this one. So I did all like put do. Wait, wait. Oh, I went do, but it turns out it's do.
Okay, well, you could back this one up, right?
Okay.
And then just go back to that. You haven't messed yourself up too badly.
Let's. Okay. That one goes back into there. Well, that's just dumb.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote these instructions, but you did a bad job.
Because yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The worst. Ever forward.
Ever forward.
Okay. So that, in that case, then I start with, so now I do this one goes down to that's there. And, so then I rotate it, and then this one does, okay. I think I got this. So then this one Goes down to there. Oh, jeez. This is...
Not quite going the way you...
I am very confused. Let's just back this whole thing up. Back it up. All right. Now, ladies, what the heck is going on with your thing? I don't know who wrote these instructions, but clearly they know how to make this.
I mean, those are generally the worst kinds of instructions, or like it's one thing if you already know, because then it's just like you're not even really reading them, right? You're
Like,
just
do the
like,
thing,
oh,
do the
okay,
thing, do the thing.
got it.
Yeah.
But that's like a trap you can really fall into, is if you already know how to do a thing, forgetting that people don't know.
All right. That goes there. And then that goes there. Okay. So,
You think you got to figure it out?
well, let's see here. So this goes here. And put this. Yeah, okay. That goes there. Boom. And this goes there. Move the thread from its place, move it down vertically, and attach it to the wheel on the right side. Up and attach to the left side. Here. Okay. I think I see what's going on here. So
Yeah, it should
It's not-
like be a pattern that you're kind of
yeah, it's
following.
not actually about the... Because then this goes here. And then this, okay. And then this goes up here. Okay, so I think it's just basically going up and down. Well, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So it should be a pattern. Whether it's the correct pattern,
As long as you do it,
as long as
In
I
the
do it
same
like
method.
consistently, theoretically I should end up with something.
this happens with knitting and crochet. In some patterns, there's a specific patterns that you kind of like you're following, where it just kind of repeats. If you mess up at the very beginning, and it's not a visual pattern that you can really tell that you've messed up, as long as you just keep repeating the same thing over and over, it still works out. All right, Rowlet, I've got a body-like thing for you. I'm going to attempt to give you a face. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet, Rowlet, but we'll figure this out together.
I believe.
You'll be a hoot when we're done. If I do, he's kind of got like a circular thing going on. That might be too big. I can cut it down. Whatever. Forward. Forward.
Oh yeah, this is very wrong.
Just keep going.
Too late now.
As long as you know what you're doing.
Look,
You've abandoned the instructions and made your own. You've become a true crafter, Paul. It's okay.
whoever I give this to, if they're really my friend, they won't care that it's a little wonky. Or a lot wonky.
They might not even know.
Exactly.
Unless they saw the stream. It's okay. All right. Something like this, sure.
Oh, excellent. The coming in just as it's finishing, the Desert Bus Kickstarter poster apparently has been put up on the page.
Oh,
So
cool.
check that out, everybody. And you can see, and if you don't know, if you haven't seen it already, the T-shirt is also up there. So you can see all the cool things that will come.
Yeah, okay, I think that's close enough. Need some black felt for the eyes though. And some white. Nope, don't need white.
Doesn't he have like a little white face?
I went for kind of a
Oh, I see.
off-white.
Yeah, yeah.
An attempt to give him some eyes. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that nose at all. I'll do the eyes first and we'll figure that part out later.
I'm a little concerned about what's going on down below here. Just a sec.
Maybe unpin it.
Yeah, let me unpin this here.
Maybe
Maybe the pinning is not.
maybe pinning is no longer required.
Yeah. Let's see what's happening here. I'm concerned. Maybe if I just kind of shake it enough. Am I actually doing anything here?
I don't.
Now I'm concerned that I just kind of am weaving and then unweaving it. The hell? I don't think I'm actually doing anything. Why? Welp. I did it wrong again. Yeah, I am not doing anything. It's not any longer than it was. God damn it.
Did you want to try a different friendship bracelet? Maybe the flat variety.
Let me just see if I can see what's going on here one more time. That goes there.
This is
Look.
the third most popular creator stream on Twitch right now.
I can't imagine how somebody could be beating us.
I mean,
This is like what I'm doing here. This is like a combination of an actual creative stream that Heather is doing and like a Let's Nope, which is what I'm doing.
maybe more of a let's not.
Let's not say we did.
Sorry, Paul. I didn't intend for you to come apart at the seams. I'm trying to get eyes to be similar, and it's almost working and not quite. If I do that.
Both the shows above us are cooking shows, apparently.
Oh, well, apparently we've chosen the wrong crafting. We should just
Apparently.
be cooking.
I feel like that it would be a bad idea.
I don't know. I know how to make some things. I'd have to figure out how to do onigiri again, but I'd do that.
Start the thread by indicating down vertically and attach it to the wheel on the right side. threads always stays in pairs and never cross each other. Okay, so it goes this, that, this, like that.
Oh no. Where'd my needle go?
Oh,
It's not on there. There is a lost needle in the moon base. And it's going to remain lost because I don't know where it went.
welp.
Nobody walks around the moon base in bare feet, right?
Not anymore.
Some people are suggesting Wizard Chow.
Wizard Chow.
That's not a bad title.
I can dig it.
Loading ready Ragu.
Although I feel like the kind of chow that wizards eat is probably not good for people.
I mean, well, that depends. Are they eating dragons, or are they just? Are you suggesting that they're taking too many potions? What kind of wizards do you hang out with, Paul? I assume that you hang out with some, and that you know about their dietary.
The dietary
requirements.
situations.
Yes.
I might. I feel like wizards probably have very, very particular appetites. All right. I'm feeling better about this.
Yeah.
They're staying. See, it says they should always stay in pairs.
Okay.
And so I interpreted that to mean they should always stay, the colors should stay together.
Ah.
It turns out it actually just means that the threads should stay together. So, I don't know. We'll see what comes of it.
I mean, it looks like it's growing. Getting longer, maybe. Which is progress from what sounds
From what
like
I had
last
before,
time.
yeah. And it's not. They're staying in roughly the same configuration relative to each other, which I think is good. They're not. It's not slowly migrating into weird shapes.
I mean, that seems like a good sign. Unless the weird shapes was like something you wanted to go for, then
Yeah, it's true. I guess.
then maybe not a good sign.
It does seem like it's going to take a really long time.
Well, you know those have you seen the thing people do with their earbuds where they wrap thread around them to keep them from tangling?
Mm-hmm.
I did that once, and that took me like 8 hours. to do a single pair of and it's not a complicated thing. You're just doing a knot, but because there's so much thread you need, it's not a and it's such a long length. It's not a fast project. Also, it was my only set of earbuds, so I was trying to listen to music through one earbud while wrapping things around, and then trying to switch to the other one when it was done. It was, I don't recommend that.
Yeah, you use a different pair of
yeah,
earbuds.
Use a different pair of earbuds. Maybe work on it when you don't need to be wearing your earbuds. It makes the process more difficult than it's worth. Rowlet, you're gonna have the cutest eyes.
Nice. That's really what's important.
It's absolutely the most important thing because it's gonna be the most endearing feature on this plushie that makes people not want to eat it. Survival tactics.
Do you think
I don't want to make
people
a
might want
Rowlet.
to eat? People might want to eat a Rowlet.
Maybe like I don't want to make a being and put it out in this world and if it can't survive.
So you want to give it some.
I want to make sure that it has some survival skills.
And in this case, its skill is just looking cute.
A lot of things survive that way. So, yep.
Is that like a skill, or is that more just kind of an innate?
I assume that it's as good a survival skill as say looking the same color as the thing in the background so people can't see you.
Sort of the opposite of that, really. You're sort of like attracting attention. But I mean, it's one of those things like you actually like you wonder whether mankind has been around long enough. The animals are like, hey, yo, if you look cute, they won't eat you.
I mean, all
Like
the
it-
little
like-
things look cute and
But like if animals are actually starting to like evolve to be more appealing to humans so that we don't attack them.
well, they don't have to, right? We breed dogs to be a certain way,
That's true.
which maybe not to their benefit a lot of times. Oh, right, there's that thing where it's supposed to also look poisonous. I put like a poison symbol on my Rowlet somewhere.
Rowlets are supposed to look poisonous?
Well, no, but like there are creatures that
Oh, that
are,
try to...
that are like brightly colored so they look poisonous or something, so things know
Right.
not to eat them. So I just put like a little poison symbol tattoo on my Rowlet somewhere.
I love that
So it'll be cute, but also look poisonous.
but there's like the kind of, there's this like two different types of snake. It's like there's like a corn snake and a something else snake. And they have almost identical markings on them.
Yeah.
But one is poisonous and one isn't.
Yep.
And it's like the one who isn't poisonous is basically like poison takes a lot of effort to make. You got to do you got to spend a ton of energy to make all this poison. If I just looked like I have poison, that's fine, Then nobody will bug me in the same way as they would if I did actually have poison, but I don't have to spend all the effort to make it. And then the other snake is like, dude,
I worked really hard to do
yeah,
this.
you're screwing this up for all of us. It's like if too many of you start doing that, then eventually people are going to stop associating bright colors with poison, or venom, actually in this case. King snake and coral snake.
Doesn't even sound similar.
Yeah, it's true. I meant venom, not poison. Although poison sometimes is also used, it does do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, people use venom to make poisons.
But it'll just, like the idea that there'll be poisonous animals and then animals that are totally not poisonous but just look like they're poisonous. Just, basically freeloading on the whole thing. I feel like would be very objectionable to the animals that are actually spending all the effort to do the poison for real.
Well, like, unless it like backfires on you. Like if humans are going around trying to make poisons out of your venom,
That's true.
they're like, haha, you. Then
They're like, oh, how ironic.
all right. I'm gonna try and put some whites in the center. That. Maybe I'll just do that with thread instead of trying to cut extremely tiny things to sew on. Do I have any white embroidery? Nope, but this kit does. Stealing supplies from this kit.
I guess the idea with a lot of these sort of there's a certain amount of in these kind of crafty things is you do get kind of like a sort of a meditative effect. You know, you
Yeah.
often hear about people, especially with like I guess knitting is the big one these days, but it's like knitting people will just always have like their knitting with them and you know they'll be like watching TV or doing whatever
Yeah,
and just knitting at the same time
knitting
becomes a sort of
lends itself really well to some TV watching. Like I can't watch anime with it because I like to have subtitles. So
right, and
That's a
so you
bit
have to keep
difficult.
like looking down. So.
and there's some, but if it's a pattern that I already know fairly well, and it's a TV show that's not gonna really distract me because it's not like super deep in what it's doing. TV's good. I also find podcasts work pretty good. But yeah, I used to take my crochet with me and put it in a bag so that I could just crochet when I was waiting for the bus and stuff.
People are concerned about It's not. It's not tangled. It's fine.
No, it's
It's good.
It's okay.
It's like a jellyfish. It is. Man, yeah. It is a very tight. This is a very tight braid. It's kind of working though, but it is a very tight braid. Like it is not getting shorter very quickly. Oh. We'll see how this goes. I guess kids have a lot of time on their hands.
I mean, I'm not sure how many of them have. I think this is why they do it as group activities though, right? Because it's like attention span. There's more interesting things to do. But if you're doing a thing with a group of friends and you're talking, chatting while you're doing it.
You do it at camp, and all the counselors can be like, "Do this for a while. We wanted to go do something else." It's like, all right, that'll keep them busy for a couple hours.
Need a thicker needle head. I have maybe that one? Sure. I don't want to lose any more needles to the moon base. Just realized those bracelets are meant for kids. They probably won't fit adult hands. It'll be fine.
I made it longer actually then, which means I got more to do. At some point, I guess I can just go back into the French braid thing. Like,
Yeah.
according to the thing, it's basically like do the French braid thing, do a bunch of the middle part, and then finish it up with the thing.
Yeah, it's so that you have a place to like tie it together.
Right.
working. I'm gonna have to improvise a thing. How do I do that again?
How do you improvise?
So I'm having a problem getting this thread through this needle because it's thicker.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is improvise a needle threader by taking some thinner thread, pulling it through the needle in kind of a loop like this.
Oh, okay.
And then I will stick this thread through the loop
Ooh, that's fancy.
and it should pull it through unless it's, there we go.
That's how you,
I mean, you can get needle threaders that they're essentially that they're thin wire loops, so you stick
it's
it
like,
through.
it's like how you pull a cable through a wall or something. Same principle. Pulling a thick thing through a very small hole. Do you have, I mean, I guess you're experienced enough that actually just threading a normal needle is not that tough for you. But
generally I can do it, but sometimes it's more when I'm trying to thread it with like multiple threads at once.
is that a thing?
Well, that's what I just did. There's like 3 of these connected together.
Is that just to make a thicker thread, or is there?
Yeah. Well, this is embroidery floss. It's the same as what you're working with, but I want it thicker because I'm trying to do an eye detail here. Because I thought this might be easier, although this thread is going to prove me completely wrong now, isn't it? Why are you nodding? Then to cut up some really tiny white specks to put in his eyes. I thought this would be less difficult. I could be wrong. It might be more tedious. I'll find out soon enough.
This is one of those things where it's like, it reminds me a little bit of like Desert Bus, actually. Like it's like really like repetitive. It doesn't require much mental process. And then every once in a while you're like, wait, shit. What did I just do? Uh-oh.
I mean, if I brought my my thread wax, I would have a better success rate with this.
Thread wax.
Yeah, it's a little ball of wax essentially. You run your thread over it, and then
Makes it slide through the stuff a little better.
well, it stops it from knotting in on itself so much because you've given it ways to slide off of itself.
That is definitely something that is happening here.
Because this should not have knotted like this. No. Thread. I trusted you. Why did I do that? Why did I trust you?
Apparently this is similar to downtime on Desert Bus. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
I hope it's a good thing, because sometimes I like the downtimes on Desert Bus.
I do too. I mean, when we're doing the sort of early morning dawn guard type shift, I mean, we're not in dawn guard still now. I believe we are theoretically in alpha flight, but who knows?
Oh, I am making a bird.
Oh, there you go.
Close enough.
Birdish, anyway. Can he fly?
He's a grass flying type.
Okay. So it does actually fly.
Yes. Nope. This thread is dead to me. Dead to me. You hear this?
Wow.
It's gonna cut you.
It's
Done.
harsh. Hear that?
Cut you, thread.
Yeah, you mess with
Cut you
Heather.
off.
If you mess with Heather, she will cut you.
Curse that has actually screwed this part up. I can fix that. There. Ha! Can't get the better of me. Try this again. This will be fine. It'll all hide behind the eyes, so you won't see all these mistakes that I've just made. I hope.
It's a real metaphor for life. The mistakes will hide behind the eyes. You won't see them unless you look too deeply.
I mean, after I get through these white specks, I need to try and figure out how to make the nose, because his nose sits between his eyes, and then I can put this on the body I made.
I mean, those little the little ridges that ended up on his body could kind of be part of his wings, I guess.
Yeah,
He does have little stubby wings.
it's true. I'm gonna have to figure out how to put that detail in too, with the wing ends, because his body actually is like, it's brown on top, and then it's got like the white under thing with the legs attached to it.
Right.
But I thought this would be less hard to do, so I did it first, and now I'm not so sure I was right.
Or the scary part is maybe you were right and this is the easy part.
Oh goodness, that could be true.
So, I mean, obviously we're not all the way through yet, and this stream in particular is probably not typical, but I hope everybody is enjoying the new stream schedule. I know, you know, when we announced it, obviously there was some questions about, or some people were sad that, you know, the individual streams were going away and that kind of stuff. But I hope you your trust in us has been gratified, has been earned, or whatever. That, you know, we don't want to. We weren't. The plan wasn't to sort of reduce the amount of time anybody had, or reduce the number of streams. The plan was to just do more kind of new, different, interesting things.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more focused in the content.
Although, to be fair, I don't know if this stream could be called focused in its content in particular.
It's a little slapped together, but it's interesting in its own way, I think.
I hope so. I miss Corey making fun of Ian. I feel like there's still a place for that. I mean, in the sense that...
Just need Ian and Corey to be on the same stream.
Yeah, I was going to say,
so,
like, that's really just any stream that they're both on.
So probably like an AFK or a CTS.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that happening. I mean, I know you miss it because you don't see it. I see it all the time. So special hoarder gets to see Corey make fun of Ian whenever she wants. So I didn't intend to make that a breaking moment. Just it happened.
Yeah, that is something that you can do.
This is just something she does.
Yeah. And then you can make fun of Beige.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
And that's how the world works. Everybody makes fun of everybody else.
I mean, there are some days I don't try to give Beej a hard time because, you know, he's got stuff going on. And if I do it all the time, it wouldn't be special.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah, the watch and play and CTS and AFK and all that stuff being more frequent, I think is going to be a lot of fun. And of course, the Loading Ready Live is going to be super cool.
Yeah, that's
Not
this week, but there will be another one next week.
Yeah. Which, yeah, in case for some reason that wasn't clear, Loading Ready Live is every other week, not every week, because
We still have other things to film.
yes, we still have other things to do on Saturdays. But who knows where it will be in the future.
Probably another food court.
The food court thing did turn out very well. I don't know if we'll do like we have all sorts of ideas for different little segments you want to have.
Oh yeah, like it'll definitely be switched out, but
And but yeah, some sort of rematch between Beige and Corey, I think, has to happen. I was surprised at the number of people in the comments for it that were that were objecting to Corey's chicken and waffles as a breakfast thing.
yeah,
Because I mean, I agree that it's not a very good breakfast thing, but that's not something that we made up.
no.
That's a real thing.
She went for that because she knows it's a real thing.
That's a real thing that I found out. I didn't find out about until I had like gone to the States a few times. Cause I think it's sort of a Southern thing.
Oh,
So
I could see that. Yeah.
It's not like a Canadian thing. That's on you guys.
What do I do? Yeah. And then I put a tiny bit of yellow.
Chicken and waffles is a 2 a.m. thing.
I mean, I believe it.
I mean, I have it on good authority that poutine is an excellent 2 a.m. Have the munchies, gotta have something to eat. I mean, I think it probably fills the same kind of role. You know, a nice big chunk of grease and protein. That's really what you're looking for at that time of the day or night.
I'd imagine so. I mean, if you're eating food at 2 a.m., you're probably not looking for the healthy option.
No. That ship has sailed. It sailed at around 11.
I mean, personally, I don't like a lot of breakfast foods. Like, breakfast foods. So, breakfast is a terrible meal for me.
You and Alex. Alex is also super down on breakfast.
I mean, I like it occasionally, I just don't care for it. Like, cereal bums me out.
I like it. It just bums you out.
I'm not hugely partial to like fried eggs, but occasionally I do like them on toast.
I am a huge fan of breakfast.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite meal of the day.
What's your
Sometimes I have second breakfast.
ideal breakfast?
Well, the breakfast that I have, like, almost every day, that I'm, so occasionally I am running late, so I have to get breakfast on the way to work or something. But if I'm at home, I almost always have plain granola or plain yogurt, like unsweetened yogurt, with granola and some kind of fruit, usually apple. So like cut up an apple, put granola and yogurt on it. And
That sounds pretty tasty.
it is the best. And it's fast and it's delicious and reasonably healthy, I think.
What if you were what if you wanted a special breakfast? What would your special breakfast be?
I mean, if I'm going to like a restaurant or something, I'll usually go for like some sort of, like waffles with mounds of stuff on top. I'm a big fan of like fruit in breakfast times though. All breakfast, all the time. My friends, when I lived up in Nanaimo for a while, and my one of my housemates really objected to like on a moral level to people eating like breakfast foods not at breakfast.
What?
So like, you know,
But there's so much crossover.
would have like, you know, like egg in the hole or whatever, like a thing or whatever. And yeah, she did not cotton to that.
Was there like a specific time, like when you go to restaurants where they're like, we don't serve breakfast past 11? Is there a certain threshold of you can't have breakfast anymore, it's too late in the day?
Yeah. Sorry, can't have breakfast. And there's always the problem of like, if you wake up really late, it's like noon.
Yeah.
What are you doing now? Like, is that, are you
Do you
now,
just skip to lunch?
or do you skip directly to lunch? Do you have breakfast and then have lunch at like, 3 or something?
There are days I just skip directly to lunch, even if it's like 9 in the morning, because it's just, I don't want to eat
Yeah,
cereal. Maybe I just need to get different foods in my house.
that could be it.
Maybe I just need better breakfast foods.
Cereal can get kind of boring. Unless you have, one of those cool cereals that changes the milk color.
I mean, I
It's
really
like, what?
used to like
Cookies for breakfast?
was it corn pops? I used to eat those as a kid. Mm-hmm. It's like sugar, so much sugar.
Yep. Keeps the body going for about
45 minutes.
45 minutes, followed by a large stretch of, followed by hours of depression. That's really the objective.
Yeah, maybe not the best way to start your day. I did for a while. I had pickled eggs because I made a bunch of pickled eggs in the fridge. So if I had to grab something to eat in the morning,
Pickled eggs.
yeah. I mean, it's like eating hard-boiled eggs. Now they've been pickled.
It's impossible for me to not think of pickled eggs in a context other than like that, like the really old jar of pickled eggs, like at a bar or something.
I mean, they're probably still good. I don't know how long.
It's just like it's kind of like a trope of, I guess, like movies or TV shows or whatever. The Plowman's Lunch, which is just the bread and cheese and there's I was reading a book one time that had the great line that was like a guy was going on he was doing like a walking tour of the English coastline, and he ends up at this like pub at sort of after hours, and he's trying to get, or not after hours, but like in the afternoon, and he's like really hungry, and he's trying to get some food, and they're like, oh, I guess we could do you like a Plowman's. He doesn't really know what that is, and then he orders it, and he is in turn mentally cursing Plowman for having such terrible lunches. It's like, why can't Plowman have better lunches? Then I could have a better lunch. And then that also has, I forget what the story was now, but it had one of my favorite lines. It has the guys on he's on a walking tour of the English coastline, following a book. He's got like a book, and he gets lost. And he, after reading the book for a while and trying to make sense of things, he comes to the conclusion that the author of the book wouldn't know an English coastline if it came through his house, accompanying itself on a kazoo and singing, "I'm an English coastline, I'm an English coastline." Ba-do-ba-do. Thing of these friendship bracelets, really teaching kids about like, it's like, you know what? Sometimes in life you're just gonna have to do a bunch of busy work. You're just
Yeah.
gonna have to do the same thing over and over again if you want any kind of results. And
Life is repetitive.
yeah, it'll kind of suck sometimes.
You might get tangled.
Yeah, you might get tangled.
And not like the Disney movie
No.
Tangled, just Tangled. Like the bad parts of Tangled.
That does sound very Douglas Adams. It could be. Find English coastlines to be pretty miserable places. No, I've never been to England.
Yeah, I can't comment on what England.
I would love
It's
to.
like
I
on
would
the
like to go
coastlines.
at some point, but never really got the opportunity. I mean, not saying there isn't time now. There isn't time at some point. Not right now. I mean, obviously we're in the middle of a stream right now. Busy doing other stuff. But
I mean, we could probably stream us just going to England, right? Like that's creative, isn't it?
I guess we'd have to be like creatively going to England.
Okay, let's
I don't
build
know.
a boat.
Yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, first
Like we're near a port, so
build a boat.
yeah, we've got to build a boat.
The port's kind of on the wrong side, though.
Well, I mean, it's gonna take us a little longer to get there. That's a bit of a problem, but we'll creatively find that solution later.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make
The creative part will be we'll build a boat that can go on land and on.
we build one of those boats that are icebreakers, and then we
Hmm.
go up, and we just go through.
And then we can call ours Buddy McBoatface.
Yeah,
Because apparently that name is open.
yeah. I heard they weren't using it, so
We're using it for like a unmanned vehicle, but that's no fun. Like one of the like little drones that the boat is going to carry.
oh, that is not appropriate
No.
for the greatness of that name. We can build a
Disappointing.
better boat.
It is.
Why go to England when you can go to Scotland? I'm sure we can make trips to both. We
Yeah, we can go to both.
Heck, if we're gonna be doing this creative stream of going to England, we might as well also go to the other places along the way. Afterwards, traveling is a creative streamable thing, right?
Sure. I don't think it's like.
Is against the rules. Does Twitch tell us we can't do it? Because if they can't,
I feel like it probably hasn't come up.
well, we could make those rules happen, Paul. We could be
Yeah.
pioneers in doing a thing
It's
that
like,
no
hey,
one would have
Twitch,
done in the first place.
Can we do this? And they're like, maybe, I guess. Is that a video game? No, we're actually going to do it. Actually, for real.
For real. For realsies. It'll be a really long stream. Like the whole thing where people are like, oh, 24-hour streams, we'll blow that right out of the water with our boat.
I don't think anybody has live streamed like I know people like there's been people doing like, you know, circumnavigating the globe with and like blogging about it as they go. Mm-hmm. But I don't think anybody's actually like live streamed it. That
Yeah.
would be a tough one. That would be a lot of satellite usage.
It's gonna be a really expensive.
I don't know what ingest server you use on that one.
I don't know. Maybe we start with the one that's closest to us while we're making everything.
Right,
And then when we take a break, we take the stream offline for a couple minutes, and then we pick the one that we're going to be closest to in like a few
Right,
hours.
right.
Because it'll get better as we get closer to it, right? That's how ingest servers work, right?
Sometimes it seems to be not based on anything. It'll be like, well, the current closest server to you is Boston. I'd be like, no, it isn't. There's one in Seattle. It's like, nope, Boston. What the- Really? Okay. The I was reading about that there's a great book called Into Thin Air, which is about traveling up Mount Everest. It's about a sort of, well, it's sort of about like an actual, it's a bad thing, like it's a disaster that happened, not a disaster, but a trip that was unsuccessful and resulted in some casualties and stuff. Although not as many as it could have due to various things that happened. But it was written by a guy who was he was going up there, and he was a journalist, and this was in the this would have been in sort of the early '90s, and he was had the magazine he was writing for had a webpage, and they had this. It was big, the thing of like live updating from Mount Everest.
Oh.
That this guy was going to do like a travel blog. What would be known now as a travel blog from the top. It's like live updating from the top of Mount Everest. But considering the time period, the time this happened in, there wasn't like live updating from Mount Everest, right? You didn't have like your iPhone or whatever. You could send stuff over. There wasn't cell towers up there. So what actually was happening is he would write his dispatch about what was going on, and then it would be taken down to the base camp of, which is at the not the bottom of the hill, but the highest point in the hill where they could have like a permanent encampment.
Cool.
And then it would go from there by yak to the nearest town, and the nearest town was the first place where they actually had a phone line, where it would then be attached to a fax machine, and then the fax machine would fax it to his publisher. They would transcribe it and then upload it, and that was the live updating from the thing. So
Can I get the tiny cam? So I think I got like baby Rowlet going here. He's not too bad. I need to give him a bow tie and try to get those feet. But yeah, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this progress.
Yeah, he is adorable. He's just, in some ways, like as opposed to like Rowlet in particular, it's in some ways it's just like a circle owl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is in itself super cute.
So I need to give him at least a bow tie, and then maybe I'll try and do some wing detailing. He's a little bit rounder than I was imagining, but then I did freehand those footballs, so.
It's true. Yeah, I guess actual Rowlet is a little bit more oblong shape.
Yeah.
Oh.
This will be my best starter Pokemon I've ever made.
I can feel a little bits of Magikarp inside him.
Yeah. For those of you unaware, I
giving him his powers.
I cut up a forest Magikarp, and I stuck it inside as part of his stuffing, so that he would always have some mana.
Because he's leaf type.
Yeah.
Right. We're actually going to take another quick commercial break. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. So that will be happening momentarily. One sec. I have to go
change the camera. Gotta
do that.
Hit that sound switch.
Hey everybody, we are back.
Yeah.
And a couple people asked about it, so I wanted to play that intro again because we weren't able to play it at the very beginning of the thing. And so thank you very much to Mangled Pixel and Graham for making that happen. Even though Luckily, Mangled Pixel is in a different time zone, so he can be working on things. Where, as you may have noticed from different streams that are happening this week, things have been sort of in production in terms of like getting all the logos and everything. It's been very much kind of a be like, oh crap, we need it for this thing. We need the thing for tomorrow. Sort of a
Which stream are we doing tomorrow? We need that one.
yeah, sort of doing a triage of making sure we have this stuff done for the streams that are actually happening in the order in which they happen. So thank you very much to Mangled Pixel and everybody who has been working on those. Luckily, I think I can safely say so far the death count for this stream is very low.
I mean, that's always nice. That's a
Yeah.
bonus.
There was some concern about the some concern about this friendship bracelet that could have died at various points during this process, but we seem to be okay at the moment.
Still working away at it. Still
Yeah.
doing friendshipping.
Yeah. It's almost kind of like the knotting that this is making is so tight. It's almost like maybe I can show this on the overhead camera. Wait, except not that part. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's sort of in shadow, but the knotting is very. It's almost like macrame or something. It's very, but it seems to be kind of working out. Sort of. I'm sure I've messed it up a few times. Well, I know I've messed it up a few times. So the pattern is not going to be the most consistent, but it's a lot more consistent than that first. I'm glad that I stopped and restarted, because the first endeavor I did, I was on a bad trajectory.
And that can happen when you're crafting.
Mm-hmm.
Things just go badly. You kind of need to just start over. Reconfigure your thought channels. Especially when the instructions aren't being helpful.
Yeah. The instructions have first step, do this. ... Profit. And then you have, it's like, there's, I had the old, the Tick comic book. Mm-hmm. The original comic that the cartoon was based on. And there's a great, it's got one of these little insert pages. It's like, learn how to draw the tick. First, draw a circle. Then draw a line through the circle. Then draw the tick holding that line through a circle. Then line with or circle with a line through it. Ta-da!
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that too, where it's like, yeah, you drew a thing, now draw the rest of the thing. It's like, what? How did you? There must be 60 different steps in between here that you skipped. I hope one of the games that comes up on 18 Games and Counting is Art Academy.
Oh, what's Art Academy?
It's a game you can get for, I think they have it on the Wii U now, but you can get it for the 3DS. There's different versions of it. There's I think Disney is the new one.
Is it the drawing game?
There's it's a thing that teaches you how to draw.
So you
stuff.
you use the pen on your.
Use the stylus and you can pick different paints and stuff.
Does it evaluate your picture? How well you did?
I don't think it does.
It's I'm sorry, you failed to really capture the majesty of this landscape. Oh.
I don't
Nintendo.
think it's a judgy program. But I do think it would be funny as an 18 games.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I remember like there was a thing a little while ago, or a while ago, they used to do like in the Magic streams when they were like between games, they would do like they find a random Magic card on Gatherer and then try to draw it and then have the other person try to guess what Magic card they're drawing. And have like the chat try to guess what Magic card they're drawing. It
Didn't always.
it didn't always go that well. Some Magic cards are difficult to guess. Some Magic cards are just hard to draw. Some aren't that distinctive. It's actually interesting, with doing all the the card recognition stuff that we do for the Magic streams. It's interesting what card, like there are certain cards that it consistently has problems with, and they
yeah?
tend to be cards with very sort of, they'll be like, just a lot of like a landscape or just like the sky, or like there'll be not a lot of really distinctive features on the picture of the card, and so it'll be like, I don't know what this is. Could be a ton of different things. Magic Pictionary.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the way the Magic queues go now is that they don't really have to come up with like Magic Pictionary or Momir or whatever in between doing streams, because the queues fire a lot faster now, which is good, but some of that stuff I think was fun. But
I mean, there's nothing saying that we couldn't do that for like, what, AFK?
it's true. I mean, I guess in that
could
case
do
it's sort of
Pictionary.
on. Yeah, we could actually just do normal Pictionary. That seems like it could be.
And all the people who are not good at drawing and need to participate.
That seems like that could be difficult. Yeah, Pictionary has all sorts of potential for issues. Would be a good Desert Bus thing, actually. Pictionary. Or some Pictionary equivalent. I'm only kind of like medium on Pictionary as like an actual game. I find it kind of annoying sometimes, but it always has those wonderful moments, that like mind meld moment, right? Where someone just like draws like 3 lines and the other person's like, yes, I know what that thing is.
Have you ever done the one where the person who's drawing has to do it with their eyes closed?
No.
And it's generally like really simple objects then, right? It's not
Yeah, yeah.
concepts and stuff.
I guess
But it's a lot harder because the person thinks they're drawing all this stuff that's in the same
yeah.
area, and if it's not, then it's just this weird scribble mess.
I mean, the nice thing about that is it does kind of even the playing field in terms of people who are good at drawing and people who aren't.
Well, if you do it with a whiteboard too, right? It's just like there's no way you can try and differentiate anything that's going on.
We did a cool game on Strip Search, actually. Like I think it was like even the first
Oh.
day we did it,
Yeah.
where we did the like telephone drawing thing, where it's like draw a picture and then pass it to the next person, and they write what they think the picture is representing, and then that goes to the next person, and they draw what that is, and then it goes to the next person, and they write what it think is representing. It just keeps going and getting stupider and stupider usually. I mean, that worked out super well for Strip Search, of course, because they were all talented artists too, and yet it did not help.
It's funny because we actually I worked at a game store for a little bit, and after watching Strip Search, I realized that we sold that game in a boxed format,
Oh, really?
and I can't remember what it was called, but it all it really came with was a
Just like-
giant paper pad
And like lists of things that
and
you
some
could,
lists of things to start with. And I think like the first image was on the paper pad to give you an idea.
right.
And then it's just like, okay, flip the piece of paper over. Here's where you write the thing. Here's where you draw the thing. And I'm like, it was $40. It was way overpriced for what it was. I'm like, yeah, we're never selling this.
I feel like there are a lot of games like there is that area of board games that are basically just like all the board game would need to be is like a playing card with the rules on it.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, we can't just sell that, so we'll do a whole thing. But realistically, you don't need all that stuff.
I mean, stuff like Pictionary is the same way. At least like Trivial Pursuit, it's
All the actual trivia and stuff.
you don't want to have to look up a bunch of trivia unless you're Kathleen, in which case she would probably just make her own.
I mean, that's basically what a quiz is, really. Except the only difference between a quiz and Trivial Pursuit is Trivial Pursuit has the sort of board game aspect to it.
Right.
Oh, the worst is Trivial Pursuit is one of those games where you got to be real careful what Trivial Pursuit you're playing because
yeah.
there's a billion different versions of it, and depending on, it's one of those. It's one of those games that often shows up at like, if you're like staying at like a resort or like a cabin or something, where they're like, hey, we have all these
All these board games.
random games and stuff, and it'd be like Trivial Pursuit that was made in the 50s, and so the trivia will be like, who was the Secretary of State in 1942? It'll be like, come on, this is so easy. This is like the beginner question. Everybody knows this one.
That's why I like the there's that game Timeline a little bit better, where you have cards and you start off with one card that says the year on it, and then everything has pictures on it of a thing or an invention, and you have to put whether it's before or after whatever's on the board. So it makes a timeline. And
I
as
see.
things get like, you decide where it goes and you flip it over, and if you're right, it stays in the timeline. If you're wrong, then it goes away. You have to take another one because you're trying to get rid of all your cards. But as the timeline gets longer, it gets harder
it gets
to
more
place
precise.
things.
That's interesting. I like that. Because I mean, that's actually one of those things that you do that is really like you get kind of, I guess, sort of embarrassed by, or like it's easy to mess up on, of the like, so whether two things were contemporaries of each other or not,
Yeah.
or it's the old like dinosaurs versus cavemen thing, where it's like they were millions of years apart, but for some reason we have this idea that they were, through cartoons and stuff.
Can I get the tiny cam again?
Yeah. The little one?
Yeah. So I'm working on Rowlet there, and he's got that kind of flesh bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm wrapping him up
Let me just brighten that up a little bit.
in this piece of felt, so that I know where I want that to be, and I'm gonna just try to draw where I want it to be cut out before I sew it on, based upon the size of this plushie. So I think that will be a good method to figure out his wings in a little bit of a detailed way without. Right now he looks like a little burrito owl. He's super cute.
Burrito owl.
Burrito owl. But yeah,
Where does
cool.
burrito owl fit in the realm of
Of
with like
Pokemon?
or of like there's like isn't there like taco cat or taco? There's like some taco animal, taco pony.
There's the Taco Bell dog. It was a Chihuahua. Don't know.
James had had Tacosaurus Rex on his socks. I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, are you thinking the dinosaur taco?
Maybe I'm thinking dinosaur taco.
That's a weird anime shirt reference. I try to remember where that comes from. Beach would know better for that. All right. Now I attempt to draw wings.
Taco cat is a palindrome.
Oh, well, there we go. Taco cat. I put a wing.
I feel like an owl burrito would be a very bad idea.
Yeah,
Owls can be extremely cute. They can also be horrifying in real life. Like, if you go on, Reddit or whatever, YouTube or something, you can find many, many pictures of extremely cute, fluffy owls. But if you see when an owl gets mad, or in certain types of owls, the, noises that owls can make are just totally, turn your blood to ice. Those things are scary.
I've never looked up an angry owl. I only ever watched the cute ones.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. There's a Twitter account that
They're just,
Ian retweets every now and then.
Only cute owls?
Oh, they have a little pet owl, like a little
Oh, they're actually just
tiny owl?
some people with pet owls?
and they'll show it getting baths,
Oh,
and it'll
no.
just float around in the water and just go, and it's super cute.
Wow.
This is the cutest thing ever. That's gonna work.
Yeah, I think people kind of forget that owls are
Predators?
birds of prey. They're as dangerous, if not more so, than like a hawk or an eagle or whatever, right?
Crow. I was watching when I was walking here. There's a park I walked through. There was a raven attacking a seagull that was twice its size, and it was
Yeah.
not letting up. And I was like, huh. But not sure what up with that. But
I feel like seagulls are kind of wusses.
I mean, seagulls are assholes. But
They are assholes. But they don't seem very. They seem to be because they're hang out by the oceans all the time, and they always have they can fly out onto the ocean, and they have a lot of space around them all the time. They seem like they're more designed to just kind of book it out of there rather than actually fighting. They've got their big flipper feet, so they can't really grab anything with them. Also, they're assholes. They dish it out, but they can't take it.
I mean, I think the seagull had instigated it because after it got a certain distance away from a specific tree, the raven was just whoop, going backwards in this really cool fly backwards thing.
Well, crows do have the thing where they often have problems around Victoria because the crows will a crow will sort of claim a tree or usually it's because they're nesting or whatever, and just basically dive bomb anybody who comes near the tree. It tries to walk under it or anything.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have had problems with that.
Huh.
Sometimes it's actually often it is sort of a legit thing where sometimes there'll be they'll have babies in the nest or whatever, or a baby will have fallen out of the nest or something. But sometimes they just hate people.
I mean,
And
crows think that's okay.
and they're smart enough. Crows are smart enough that they actually can recognize specific people,
yeah, they're supposed to be able to remember faces and stuff.
and they actually have a thing where they can recognize specific people and pass that information along to other crows.
So
if you do something to piss off
they do
crows-
some kind of I want to say a suspect drawing.
Yeah, there's a crow sketch artist.
Sweet.
But yeah, apparently if you piss off a crow really badly, then all the crows in the area around the crow, around where you pissed off that crow. Even crows that never saw you in the first place will get mad at you. Yeah, and they can create tools and do all sorts of cool things. There's some awesome tests with they'll have like give a crow like some bird seed or food or whatever, and they'll be like, here you go, here's some food, and it'll be like num num num, eat the food, and then they'll put the food in like a bottle that the crow can't get into, but it's open.
knows.
It's open at the top,
It knows that that's.
but it can't
food.
get into it, and the crow will can get like if they give it like a little piece of wire, it will take the wire, bend it into a hook, put the hook down the top of the bottle, pick up the food that way. It's crazy.
That sounds awesome. I want a pet crow now. I mean, probably not really, but
I mean, the problem is like real smart animals like that are not actually generally not good pets.
no, they're not.
Octopi, octopodes, however you want to, whatever it is, are also, they're in that same area where they're sort of too smart to be pets. There's all sorts of interesting stories about them, like in aquariums, causing all sorts of mischief because they're smart enough to get out of their tanks. They'll actually watch you, wait till you're distracted.
Sounds like a cartoon. Sounds great.
Yeah. But the problem is, of course, they don't realize that
Now they're in the Shark Tank.
that's not a problem.
Oh,
There was actually a big issue they had a little while ago in a aquarium that there were sharks in the aquarium, and they kept dying, and they couldn't figure out how. And then they put a night vision camera, and they saw the octopus that was also in the tank start just. It could just grab the sharks and pull them down and kill them.
well,
Yeah, they're pretty scary if they want to be. But the big problem that they have is, of course, they don't realize that that they can't survive outside their tank, right? So they'll spend all this effort to get out of their tank, and like an octopus can go from between like tide pools and stuff. Like they can go out of the water a little bit,
yeah.
but they do dry up quite quickly, and so they can get messed up.
They just want to know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
They want to go find out what's over there. Things keeping them from going.
There's a really neat book. Going back to the crow thing, there's a neat book called King Solomon's Ring. I probably talked about this on stream before, but it's written by a guy who, in a lot of ways, is sort of like the closest we have to like actual Dr. Dolittle, in the sense that he worked a lot with jackdaws, which are sort of related to crows.
Okay.
And he got so he could actually like make a noise that they understood. Like he actually sort of started quantifying their different calls and making noises that they understood and being able to communicate, in a rough way. And King Solomon's Ring is a reference to, apparently that was a thing, that his ring allowed him to speak to animals. That's a biblical thing, I guess. But anyway, the one of the things he talked about is that thing with the crows, hating on people and passing that information along was a big problem. And so what he ended up doing is, because they had to put the tags on their legs, just to mark the thing, and so that if they could find them if they flew away or whatever. Mm-hmm. And obviously crows don't like that. So they had this problem where whoever did that couldn't work with the crows again, because they would just immediately get attacked forever. They held a grudge forever.
I mean,
And so he ended up the only way they ended up being able to do it is he would put all the tags on while wearing a Halloween costume.
oh, so they couldn't recognize him.
Yeah, so he looked like somebody different. So he was dressed up like a devil or something. Did that.
What do you do for work? Well, I deceive crows. Because I can't have them hating me.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul,
Mm-hmm.
Barn Astro wants to know if you figured out who you're going to give your bracelet to. Who is your bestest friend who is going to get your bracelet?
I thought I was making this for the chat.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Maybe they missed that part though.
Chat bracelet.
Clearly, Chat is Paul's bestest friend.
It's true. Chat, you are there when all others are gone.
It's true.
Yep.
Even when the streams aren't running, they are still there sometimes.
Yep. When all else has abandoned you, chat will be there. Even if you don't want it to be necessarily. No, I'm not going to be able to make one for everyone. You'll have to just like share this one
We'll
Between-
set it on top of the
between all
the
of you.
monitor where the chat lives in the moon base.
Because, sharing is caring.
I mean, I think that's a lie they tell you so that kids behave themselves, but sure.
Well, you don't think sharing is good?
I think there's nothing wrong with sharing, but I think the way that sharing is like sometimes when you go, it's one thing if you're a kid and you're like at a daycare and there's communal toys and it's like,
Right.
well, everybody should share these. But if you bring your own toy, sometimes you get told, well, you should share your stuff. And it's like, no, it's mine. If I give it to so-and-so, they're going to break it. Why should I have to do that? And I just feel like sometimes the whole sharing, you have to share everything is a lie.
So the Heather daycare is
Bring your own stuff.
keep your own hands to yourself. I feel like this comes from a place of deep trauma.
I think I just didn't have to share a lot as a kid.
It's
Maybe
true.
not.
There is such a thing as oversharing.
I mean, nobody ever wants you to share your flu or your cold,
That's true.
but everyone wants you to share that awesome Rowlet plush you just made.
I mean, essentially for that Rowlet plush. I mean, the if somebody wanted to make something similar themselves, the real it's basically you just need to get that thing with the footballs,
Yeah,
the 4 footballs.
you just need a sphere pattern.
And once you got that, you got your little sphere, and then you can make your Rowlet look like however you want just by putting stuff on the outside, I guess.
Yep. It's not fairly hard. He's got a much easier body type to work with. It's the same with most plushies, from what I've seen. Is you want to start. You kind of how in drawing, it's like you want to draw a cat. Well, then figure out what the basic shapes are, right?
Right.
Draw like an oval and like a circle for the head, that kind of thing. A plushie kind of works in the opposite way. Here's the 3D object. What can you reverse engineer its basic shapes into?
Right.
Start there. And then just kind of go for it. And then you'll need to depending on what you're making it out of, you can come up with things to improve on it.
I feel like it's I mean, it's probably a lot like, sort of actual like 3D modeling in like a computer or something. It's a very similar idea in terms of taking something and sort of getting the main shapes for it.
I've seen some. I think there was an article in one of the issues of Make a few months back about a person who does all their patterns by taking 3D models and then forcing them to go flat to get their pattern shapes.
I bet I wouldn't be
then
surprised
make
if
stuff
there
that way.
like is software that exists to do that. Because I know there's software that exists to make like to take like a 3D model and turn it into like a paper craft
Yeah,
thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if there were a similar thing for turning something into a.
and the plushie work, not only plushies but like patterns for like armor pieces and stuff looked really awesome. And they're quite accurate just because they've taken a model and made it flat as opposed to someone working from a picture trying to figure out what it should be flat to come together.
Yeah, I can imagine that it's sort of like a solved. It's like, oh yeah, that's an easy problem. All right, I think I may actually be at a point where, because if I've got this, and then if I have like a chunk that's sort of similar in length on the other side, I think I'm doing pretty good in terms of the length of this thing. This middle bit, so stiff. There's so much. So many little teeny weeny knots. A little bit stretchy as it comes apart. Is there instructions on how to end it?
I don't think so. I think you're just gonna have to essentially lay it down and braid.
I guess so I gotta like take it off all the stuff and then combine the colors back together, I guess.
Yeah.
And then like tie a knot in it.
Yep.
Did I tangle the friendship? No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess in the sense of it being, it's essentially like a really, really precise tangle is really what a knot is,
Yeah.
or what a braid is when you think about it.
It's the best things of friendship tied up in those knots.
Yeah.
Looking for this.
I guess I was supposed to put like stuff in it now.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, let me just.
Don't let anyone tell you how you have to craft, Paul.
That's true. You know what? Nobody can tell me what to do.
Chat's just thrilled that you made them a thing. Because that's how good of friends they are.
Yeah.
They deserve this friendship bracelet.
Maybe that's really what the friendship bracelet is. I mean, it's like if your friend is a good enough friend to be like, oh, a friendship bracelet. Oh, that's nice. Then they're worth keeping. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll wear that all the time. All right, so there's a knot in there. Stop it from unraveling.
We're just proud nothing caught on fire. I didn't bring anything that was really fire
I mean, that's
making.
That's
It's more Ian's department, I think.
but that's always the thing, right? Where it's like, doop-a-doo, I'm just making braid, 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 cut away, do something, cut back,
Fire.
it's just on fire. What happened? I don't know.
I got so good at braiding. I braided so fast. The friction. And then there was a fire. And I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Mistakes were
Hey,
made.
Cam.
Hey, Cam.
How's it going?
It's good.
Pretty good.
Look at my
We're-
tiny relic.
This is 18 and counting, and creative came up as the thing.
Nice.
So it's like, all right.
Wow, I haven't made a friendship bracelet since like 4th grade.
Yeah, it turns out it's difficult.
Well, you just make a 4, right? And then
Oh no.
No, this was really complicated.
This one is we used the circle method.
There's a whole like instructions that were poorly designed.
well then.
we
Yeah.
went harder than 4s. I had the option
were-
for that, but
There were some problems. Let's just leave it at that.
Mistakes for me.
It was not without its challenges. But we got through it, and
Good, good. I
Don't-
believed in us.
yeah. So now I can end this. End this.
I think this sort of worked. I'm gonna need to maybe use some darker thread to try and outline these wings some more.
With a little guy like that, it's a little tricky to figure out where his head is versus his body.
Well, I still have to make him some little feet, which I might just cheat and put them on the bottom, like as just flat
Just little pieces of.
little felt pieces, maybe, to show that he has feet. But
Something so that he can kind of stand up on by himself would be nice, I guess.
we need a stream where all of Lure is making friendship bracelets. Just do a fake camping
Just,
stream
just
where we have like I don't know,
you like sing camp songs and
sing some camp songs. Beach can bring the guitar. We can
sit around a campfire that we
like fake
set
campfire.
in here. Wait, that's a terrible idea. Let's not do that.
Have you not had fake campfires? Because when I was in Girl Guides, we had a fake campfire that had
What?
essentially,
You guys didn't even have a real campfire?
well, not for inside, no.
Oh. Wait, you sat around a campfire inside?
Yeah, in the gym
Oh.
sometimes. They'd like fake logs or real logs sometimes, and then there were like these streamers that were in different
Oh, they were just kind of
orange,
blowing around?
and then there was like a little fan that like blew up, and then there was a light as well, and it's fake fire. It was fun.
Did you get to like you did get to like go out and do camping stuff
Oh
for
yeah,
real
we
sometimes,
did actual
right?
camping
Yeah.
stuff with real fires. Just sometimes there would be nights where we would do kind of an indoor camping thing. It was a lot of fun. What I tell myself every day.
Sure. Fun.
I have. I mean, I say it was fun, but I got picked on a lot in Girl Guides, so it actually was a horrifying experience.
Really?
Yeah,
Picked on Girl Guides.
I had pine cones thrown at me.
What?
Like, Girl
That's-
Guides was not a positive experience for me.
There's
in
got to
lot
be
of
a
ways.
Girl Guide rule against throwing pine cones.
There is, but then you're tattletale and then I throw them again.
It's like, I'm sorry, you're gonna lose. You're gonna.
Girls are not nice, Paul. I hate to
No.
like tell you
There's
this.
sugar and spice and everything nice.
No,
And
no. I'm gonna.
did they get marksmanship awards for hitting you with pine cones?
I'm not sure they did. Maybe.
They're like, I don't approve of your technique or of your methods, but your technique can't be flawed, or it can't be. Yeah. Also, chemical X. I've heard that there's new Powerpuff Girls now, right?
There is.
I've heard it's somewhat questionable, but
Well, because there's a very transphobic episode.
oh,
I haven't seen it myself, but I saw someone who I follow on Twitter who is trans. They watched it and they tweeted a point for point thing
were
about it, and it
not very
sounds
happy.
actually quite awful. So
That's a shame.
I'm a little loath to support that, which is a shame because I really liked Powerpuff Girls. But yeah, there is an episode that even if you think that maybe they're trying to be, maybe it's just undercurrents, they do stuff to specifically point out that they know what they're doing. And that
makes me kind of sad.
I can't.
Ta-da!
Yeah, Chat's
It's a
got a
thing.
friendship bracelet.
Wait.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wait. So this is normal. Wait. Normal part. Normal part. Normal part. And then it gets fancy over here,
Yeah.
and then it goes back to normal.
You did it, Paul.
Yeah.
You made friends with the chat.
Yeah. It's a little derpy, but I feel like that's appropriate. That's just it's because of the excess of friendship. It just couldn't handle it all.
Oh, you have good timing too, because we're pretty much at the end of the stream. We go back to the small cam. I'll show
Oh yeah.
off the bit because we're pretty much done here. So, I cut away the bird burrito that I made, and I'm gonna probably just take some embroidery thread to go along here, but this negative space should essentially make some wings. And I need to give them some little feet, but
Easy little bow tie.
rowlet, pretty good, pretty good rowlet.
Adorbs.
Yeah, I might see if I can get a little bit more definition on that bow tie too. But yeah,
Is that bow tie the needle felted? No, it's just sewn on.
yeah, it's just on.
So fancy.
If I had needle felting tools, I could probably have done that.
I remember there's for a while Tally was super into needle felting. Mm-hmm. And so we would be like, when we were playing like D&D or something, she would just be like during there. And like that needle felting needle is nasty.
Oh
man.
yeah, it's got little barbs in it.
Yeah.
You do not want to mess with that.
Moe Blabel. All right, so yeah, I think we are just about out of time. As said before, this is not what 18 games and counting will be probably going forward.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna say that you can't play the same game
Yeah,
for at least a month, that means you can't do creative for at least a month now.
for at least a month.
The
Yeah.
next 3 weeks have to be other games
So
or different types of creative.
So yeah, I think that's going to be our policy. We'll see how it works. This is all an experimental thing, but after yeah, so we're going to say we don't want to do it within the same month, just so that we have as much variety as possible. And then yeah, and if it's the same, so yeah, if it'll be creative, we'll go to like the 19th or the 17th, or I like the idea of flipping a coin maybe.
Yeah, to figure out which direction you go in. It's a pretty good idea.
And yeah, creative is just one game. So different types of creative things are
Well, because don't they have different categories under creative now? Or
well,
is it
sort
just
of. There's-
creative?
There's just creative, and then there's like you can put tags on things.
Oh,
but it's
okay.
not
So
quite
yeah.
the same. Yeah, no more creativity for the entire month.
Well, not on this stream. Like, there's always Tinker Tailor,
That's true.
but they don't have a magical owl.
It's true.
with literal magic in it.
Literal magic.
Yeah, literal magic.
So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. We need to do all our subs.
We need to do the subs
We do.
because we were unable to do subs at the same time.
Did you make a rowlet yet?
Yeah, check it out.
What? Very nice. Paul, how'd your friendship bracelet turn out?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
You made a chat
It got a
friendship
little
bracelet.
got a little questionable in places, but I'm pretty happy with it. All right, let's.
All right, who are our subs?
Yeah, let's.
We need to thank our subs.
Wait. I want.
Hey Penelope, you want to thank some subs?
Wrong. Wait.
So did you bring these kits, Heather? Mm-hmm. Just in case we needed them?
Just in case anything could be done.
Right, that makes sense.
You grab creative, you just grab everything.
That looks like a fun friendship bracelet kit. Oh, you
Yeah,
have
the-
several friendship
the-
bracelet making
Yeah,
kits.
I got like 3 here.
The instructions could have been better.
Maybe they'd be better in the other kit.
Yeah.
We'll have to compare kits. Maybe do a blog post. This kit, not so good. Other
All right.
kit. yes.
So let me
You guys
do.
do that. I'm taking off. Or I'm going back over this way.
Okay. It's lonely now that I can't see the chat.
I know. One sec. All right. The starting at you. And let's go. Brotherhood 49 for 3 months. Thank you for subscribing. Matt Mitchell 45 for 28 months. Crudelis for 33 months. I hope that's how you do it. Crudelis. Joseph Death for 28 months. Waffle soup for 26 months.
That does not sound like a good breakfast idea.
No, that's not a good breakfast idea. But thank you for subscribing. And Delightfully Average, thank you for subscribing for 9 months. I wish that was the average. Flicker Z1 for 2 months. Els
Belinda.
92
Yeah.
for 24 months.
Woot.
Pinary
New
is a
subscriber.
new subscriber. Thank you very much. God of Muffins for 22 months. The God of Muffins. Zephon
7 months.
for 7 months.
Very nice.
So thank you, all those awesome people, for subscribing and resubscribing. As always, everything that we do here is supported by all of you on from our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. It is how we are continuing to be able to do all this cool stuff, and as well as the subscribing and following and all that good stuff.
Yeah. What's next on the schedule?
Next on the schedule is going to be some LRR MTG.
Oh.
So we're going to go. So it's going to be going into some Magic, and then I believe it's going to be the talking simulator this evening.
Ah, yes. Alex and Cam talk about video games.
Although you will have to make a decision because the Community Super League is also on this evening. So, but that'll only be on for part of the time. And there's this thing called multi-Twitch that allows you to watch two Twitch streams at once.
You could double stream.
Maybe you should do that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this very first 18 games and counting. As I said, next one will probably be different, and hopefully James will be here, not be such a slack.
Right. James is such a scrub. He runs out
Yeah.
and you make chat a friendship bracelet.
I make a friendship bracelet.
Clearly
And
James is not your friend.
I'm pretty sure James couldn't have made a sweet little rowlet, so
Yeah.
I think
We beat out James a
pretty
lot.
much ending up bonus all around. So I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.